Hi, I'm at London's Heathrow Airport. It's Sunday morning, June 21st, 2009. I guess I should have thought ahead and planned to stay over and drive an hour or so out to Stonehenge for the summer solstice, but no, I'm heading back to Chicago in a little bit. I just bought the July UK edition of Wired magazine. You will buy from me expose how the new persuaders are hacking your mind to control your desires. You can't see it here, but it says will make you sexy, all these subliminal things underneath. Sort of taking Vance Packard's 1950s classic on marketing, The Hidden Persuaders, subliminal advertising, and updating it and telling us about new technologies. And yeah, there's a lot scary in there. You hear about digital ads that can track your eyes and see how long you're looking and then merge that with other data, and cell phone tracking, and they know where you've been, integrate that with your whole digital behavior stream and figure out what to sell you and what's going to make you buy. So where do I come down on this stuff initially after reading it? Well, there's a lot of scary stuff in there. I don't want my whereabouts being tracked on my cell phone, and I don't really like the idea that a digital ad's going to watch my eye movements and then predict what's going to make me buy. But at the end of the day, I'm not getting that uptight about this stuff for a couple of reasons. One is it's just inevitable. I mean, you're not going to be able to stop it. This technology is happening. Also, if somebody can figure out a way to stop putting ads in my TV that I don't give a shit about, I mean, I think that's probably a good thing. But let's face it, there is a lot to worry about and think about. What really interests me, though, from the point of view of a marketer, from the point of view of somebody who's trying to persuade people, think about this. I write in the first chapter of We how every technology can really fall into two categories. Something you use to get closer to your customers, or something you use to put a barrier up between you and your customers. In that chapter, I distinguish between Dell's customer service, where their phone tree, I'm convinced, I'm 100% convinced, they have actively made the prompts when you call in for customer service extra labyrinthian, so you'll just hang up. Whereas Apple, I can go online, make a Genius Bar appointment, drive to the Apple store, boom, it's right there. Difference between using technology as a barrier to keep your customers away and something to get closer to your customers. So to me, one of the real questions is, what are you going to do with this technology? If it helps your customers love you more, that's a good thing. If it helps your customers think that you're inaccessible, impersonal, it's not a good thing. Let's take this down to real brass tacks, how technology can be used to get close to your customers or not. What happened to me just this morning? 10 days ago, as I started this long travel odyssey, I wrote about my first leg of this escapade from Chicago to Seattle. I was going to really get calm. I'll put a link below to the blog post below this video so you can see it if you want to. And how when I got to Seattle, United had lost my bags, and it was so stupid because I waited for 15 or 20 minutes for the bags to all come through the carousel and mine wasn't there. Then I waited in the baggage service line. Let's face it, those lines really suck. And the person at the end has just got the worst job in the world. They get beat up by people all day long, so they're never happy. And then when she looks up my bag, she says, "Oh yeah, your bag made it to the gate after the flight left." Well, they'd known for 3 hours. Why'd they make me wait? Why didn't they just tell me? So they didn't use the technology they had at their fingertips to help me. I had to wait in all those lines when they could have told me that. Contrast that with the same airline, United, this morning. I left Mauritius last night, flew overnight, so I'm looking a little bit rustic, excuse me. And I flew, when I checked in Mauritius last night with Air Mauritius, I discussed with the gate agent how we were going to check my bags all the way through to Chicago. I would not need to pick them up in Heathrow. They would go all the way to Chicago. So when I got to London this morning, I looked at the tags, and it didn't say ORD for Chicago on them. So I went to the United desk here in Heathrow, and she took the tags and looked at them and said, "Yeah, they made a mistake. They only checked your bags here to London." Well, I'd already switched terminals and taken a bus from Heathrow's Terminal 3 to Terminal 1. Talk about labyrinthian. If you've ever done that, you know what happens. You go like this. I was certain the United agent was going to tell me that I had to go back to Terminal 3 and deal with Air Mauritius. But she said, "Wait a minute, I'll be right back." She ran in the back. A couple minutes later, she came out and said, "Somebody's running over to Terminal 3 to see if your bags are there. Come back in a bit, and I'll tell you what happened." So I went into the lounge for a while, came back, another gate agent was there. She took my tags after I explained to her what was going on, looked them up. In about 10 seconds she says, yeah, we got your bags. They're on the flight to Chicago already. Think about that. The same airline, the same baggage technology, in one case, didn't use it to help me after they screwed up the first time. And this time, they used that same technology, make me happy like that, solve a problem in no time at all. So we think about all these technologies that are available to us. We read about this space age ideas of being able to track your eye movements and merge all your data together. Let's realize that what really matters is whether you use this technology to build your relationships with your customers, or if you use it to either put a barrier up between you and your customer, or even worse, to manipulate them. Transparency is all about recognizing that your customer can see into the soul of your company. They can see in the way you interact with them how you care about them, what you want from them, and not only whether you want their loyalty to you, but whether you're willing to be loyal to them. So think of this really basic, fundamental way United Airlines used the same simple technology in two different ways, and think about how that applies to how you'll use these new technologies in a much broader way. Yeah, there's some scary stuff out there. Yeah, I don't want people peering too deeply into my life. It's gonna happen. Now, from the other side, as the person doing the persuading, the person doing the selling, think about how you can use these technologies not to destroy customer relationships, but to build them. That will be a way to have a more successful business. Hope I have a good flight. Hope you have a good day.